Oh, they actually did. The madmans actually did at the UFC. They actually cut him. They actually released Jailton Almeida. I'm gonna read it here. Jailton Almeida released from contract after UFC Vegas 113 loss. And his manager, whoever this guy is, one bit of info here. Jailton Almeida had one left on his deal with the UFC, but signed a new contract when he agreed to fight Kuniev on short notice last week. Now let me break this down a little bit. Let me bust it down for you. If you know, think big, right? Jailton Almeida just got finessed. Jailton Almeida, let me tell you this. This man came in with one fight left in his contract. The UFC, told him, hey, we might not sign that. We might not renew it if you don't fight this man on short notice. And Jailton Almeida had either, all right, I'm going to get released or I'm going to have to fight in short notice. What did he do? Okay, I'm going to fight in short notice. So giving the UFC what they wanted. That's exactly what the UFC wanted. And then they cut him anyways. They said, hey, I'm going to give you another fight and fire you. Or I could just fire you right now. Choose it. And then this man just got finessed. That's all I'm saying. This man just got finessed. It's embarrassing. It's crazy. But I called it. You got to say it, man. Did he deserve to get cut? Maybe not. 2-fight losing streak. There's other people who deserve to get cut. Colby Covington, Tai Tuivasa. There's worse people on the roster to cut other than Jailton Almeida. But let me tell you this. Okay, wait, before that, let's get to other victims. He's not the first one to get cut like this. We have Javid Bashara, who got cut in the same night. Or he didn't get his contract signed. There might be other things. So the same thing with Nafat Radina, who might have just not got his contract signed because he didn't like the money or something like that. But I think it still just shows bad precedence. And now let me ask you this. How bad is this? Just how bad and toxic is this way of thinking for the UFC and more especially for the fans? Well, this is pretty bad. Let me tell you the story. I grew up with UFC. I grew up with WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. I had that in the PS2. Me and my brothers used to play it all the time, and we used to fight each other. We used to lay down couch cushions on the floor, and then they'll do moves on me, and I'll do moves on them. I was the youngest brother, so I rarely ever did moves on them. They just basically beat me up. I got hit by the TKO, RKO. I got hit with the fucking choke slam, pow, Batista bomb, whatever they could do on me, they did it on me. Pause, right? But I grew up with this game, and I love this game so much. It was my childhood. It was a staple along with Budokai 3, right? And then I found out it was fake. I found out WWE is fake, and I never returned to it. I grew out of it, and I don't care about the the WWE anymore. And I don't want to feel that about the UFC. Now, why is this bad along with that, right? You lose the sport, you lose the for entertainment, and let me see why that's worse, right? Well, 2 reasons. The needle and the matches, right? Now, let's start off with the matches. The matchmaking. So far, we're 2 pay-per-views in, 2 months into this year, maybe not pay-per-views, number of events into this year, and let me tell you, they have been shit. The Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez 2 made no sense. I'm a big Diego Lopez fan. I thought, okay, I don't get this, but at least I like Diego Lopez. They'll give him another chance to get the title, and hopefully he comes out like a bat out of hell and makes an exciting thing. Except that it wasn't. It was a boring 5-0, another thing that replicated the exact same format as the first fight. We learned nothing new from either fighter, and it was just a filler fight. Like if we were watching Naruto's Rasengan come out again for a millionth time. I'm not Rasengan. Yeah, Rasengan. It doesn't matter. It was a boring filler. It was just shit. And then guess what? And after a week before that, we had Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett, which was an amazing fight. It was the fight of the year so far. 2 months in. But it was left me believing nothing more than just, Ilia Topuria is just gonna kill both of these men. Ilia Topuria would just murder both of these men. Holloway would murder both of these people. Charles Oliveira will murder both of these people. BSD might murder both of these people. I watched 2 bums fight for the last crack pipe, and that's how I felt leaving this fight. Another fight that was unnecessary, filler, unenthusiastic. It was a good fight, but everything around it just was spoiled, right? Just nasty, not good, right? Now, again, the matchmaking is bad, and guess what? With this type of thinking, where we're only focusing on entertainment, it's gonna get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. Alex Pereira versus Khamzat Chimaev. You might think that's crazy, stupid. That's not going to happen. But Dana White has been talking about how he doesn't want John Jones versus Alex Pereira. He doesn't want Alex Pereira to move up to heavyweight. How he should stay in middleweight. And guess what? Light heavyweight. Guess what? Who's been calling out Alex Pereira the most? What's going to bring him the most star power at light heavyweight? Carlos Ulberg is not going to bring any star power to light heavyweight versus Alex Pereira. Who will? Maybe the guy who's the scariest opponent for him. Maybe the guy who's already has a big following behind him. Maybe Khamzat Chimaev, right? This is a boring bullshit fight, which at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. This is the type of WWE matchup I'm talking about where it's no more sport and it's just all entertainment now. Next one, Islam Makhachev versus Kamaru Usman. This one is more realistic because it makes more sense, but at the same time, the sense that it does make is so fucking asinine, where it's like, no, this fight should never happen, but you have people who are fucking defending this fight as if Kumar Usman is the same guy in 2022. No, he's not. He has no knees. He's 37 going to 38. He's bald. I don't need to say more. This is a shit fight, and it's a fight that might happen that's not there for the sport. But there's so much people in front of Kumar Usman, but it might just happen because it's a WWE shit, right? Next one, the needle, right? People are getting released because they don't move the needle. Islam Makhachev talked about Renat Fakhreddinov that, Dagestanis got to do a little bit more to express themselves, to show who they are. They got to learn English, right? Why does that need to happen? If you're the best, you shouldn't be getting, now I'm saying that these two are the best, but the fact that you need to have a needle, you need to have promotion, you need to have an Instagram page now, a OF to show your nuts and make billions off it. You got to do that to stay signed with the UFC is bullshit, right? Now, once I felt like it before, it was like Kron Gracie, Alex Morono, Michael Breeden, they got cut because they were shit. They were absolute shit. And now we have people like Rosenstrike who won that fight and they still got cut. Jailton Almeida, who's in the 2-fight losing streak, being the top 10, still got cut above people who I don't know, maybe a 6 losing streak tied to Avasa. Maybe that wasn't good enough, huh? And Renat Fakhreddinov, who has one of the fucking amazing fighting styles, who goes to war all the time, coming off a win, still got cut. So you got all that in your mind, right? Let's try to process a thought out here for a second. If those people got cut because they didn't move the needle and because they were losing or boring, who's next? Think about that. Who's next, right? Who are we cutting? Are we cutting just anyone? No, they have to be boring and they have to be losing. So who might get cut soon? We're talking about Leon Edwards. Just lost 3 in a row, I think, to Bilal. He got finished by Bilal. You got knocked out by Carlos Prates and Sean Brady, man. That's not good. That's one more fight, he might get cut. Same thing with Bilal Muhammad. Just lost 2. Might get cut next, right? Jan Blachowicz, this man has been getting more draws than wins in the past 5 years. I love this man, but he's not exciting anymore. And I doubt the Polish people are actually buying pay-per-views to support this man or not making noise that don't cut him. Don't cut our guy, right? Next person, Jared Cannonier, 42 years old, loves crystals. I love him. He used to be obese. Now he's crazy fatigue. That's inspiration. He might get cut because he's losing. He lost 1 to MVP, won his one before that. But he might not. He's not moving the needle. He does not move the needle. Boring fighter. He might get cut soon, right? Next person, Giga Chikadze, just lost 1. Boring fighter. We're not really that boring, but who's out here? Like, stand up if you're a Giga Chikadze fan. No one stands up. No one stood up, right? Kobe Covington, he should be getting cut. Fuck him, but I don't think he's gonna get cut. Maybe he will. Maybe he hasn't fought. I don't know. Fucking Benio Dariush. Maybe he should get cut too, right? R.I.P. that chin, but this man does not have a fan. He does not have fan bases. If you're a fan, let me know down below, right? But he doesn't. Next people, the loser of Elo Evloev versus Laurent Murphy might get cut next. Think about that. The loser who's boring, who doesn't move the needle, is getting cut. Why not one of them? It doesn't matter if you have there's no leverage to have against the UFC. Jailton Almeida was ranked number 8 and still got cut, right? Renat Fakhreddinov was a fan favorite and for the underground people and still got cut. So what do they have on the UFC? Nothing. Unless you're literally gargling down Dana White like John Jones does, or have no choice but to be have a nation behind your back like Hamza does, or Islam does, or Ilya does, or Marab does. You're not gonna get cut, right? Who's next? Sergey Pavlovich he's ever since Tom Aspinall knocked him out, he's been such a boring fighter, lackluster. He lost to did he lose to? I don't know, but he might get cut next. I like him. He's cool. He's scary. He was scary. He might get cut next. And the most aggressive one is Tom Aspinall. Look, if Tom Aspinall has been saying all that shit about wanting to not resign his contract and go into boxing, and how all this other shit, talking about bad about Dana White, and Dana White already treating him bad, right? Why would Dana White not cut this man if he comes back from surgery from his eyes and loses to Gunn? If he loses to Gunn after a surgery, after being that vacant for such a long time, why wouldn't Dana just cut him? He has, 2 more fights left in the contract? Why would Dana resign him? No, he probably won't. He probably might, which is the most egregious one there. This man was once your champ. You treated him shit, and now he just might get cut. So why this sucks? Now, I already presented it in a way where it's like, okay, this sucks, right? But let me tell you this. My fan favorite is Charles Oliveira. One of my fan favorites is Charles Oliveira. No Charles Oliveira. We're not getting it. If we're cutting people who don't move the needle, people who are losing, Charles Oliveira is going. Because at one point, Charles Oliveira was losing to Holloway, Pettis, Limas, Felder, Win loss, win loss. He was known as a quitter. He lost. He just fucking had an esophagus rip against Max Holloway. He just laid there. Like, it's not good visually, and no one really liked it, right? But then he fucking had a kid, a daughter, or whatever it was. It was whatever he sprung like a little bird and blossomed into a fucking god, a legend, a Hall of Famer. Charles Oliveira is one of my favorites. Charles Oliveira is one of the GOATs out there for me. And we wouldn't have had this if the UFC cut him when he was still growing. Same thing with Nate Diaz. You're killing potential. Nate Diaz did not move the needle until he fought Conor McGregor. We have stars out there hiding. We have literal people who could do so much better. But instead, we're cutting them. We're nipping that little bud before it blossoms, and before we even see the potential of it. And that's kind of just it. Thank you. I love you. Bye. Have a good time. Like and subscribe if you made it this far. Bye.